Maplewood was a small, peaceful town surrounded by vast fields and lush hills. In this town lived Jake Thompson, a diligent high school senior with a passion for physics and engineering. From a young age, he repaired old devices in his father's modest workshop, dreaming of innovations that would change the world. However, the Thompson family faced severe financial difficulties. Jake's father lost his job due to downsizing at the local factory, and his mother took on multiple part-time jobs to support the family. Jake's dream of pursuing an engineering education seemed increasingly out of reach due to mounting financial pressures. In his final year of school, while his friends excitedly shared college acceptance letters and future plans, Jake faced an uncertain future. At night, he gazed at the stars from his room, questioning whether he could ever transcend the boundaries of Maplewood. Unbeknownst to Jake, tech mogul Elon Musk planned to visit small American towns to discover untapped talent and inspire the next generation of innovators. Maplewood was one of his stops, setting the stage for events that would change Jake's life. News of Elon Musk's upcoming visit to Maplewood sparked excitement throughout the town. The local high school was chosen as the venue for his speech, and everyone eagerly anticipated the event. Jake admired Musk's achievements but felt conflicted due to his own uncertain future. Nevertheless, he didn't want to miss this opportunity and decided to attend the event. On the day of the event, the school's auditorium was packed. Elon Musk took the stage, sharing stories of the challenges he faced, his failures, and his determination to achieve his goals. Jake found reflections of his own life in Musk's words and was deeply moved. After the speech, a Q&A session began. Gathering his courage, Jake raised his hand and took the microphone. He spoke earnestly about his passion for engineering, the financial obstacles he faced, and his fear of abandoning his dreams. Musk listened attentively to Jake's words and appreciated his determination. After the session, he invited Jake for a private meeting. In a quiet room adjacent to the auditorium, Jake and Elon Musk sat across from each other. Jake, filled with excitement and nervousness, wondered what Musk would say. Musk praised Jake's resolve and passion, sharing his own experiences of financial struggles during his college years and how he overcame them. Jake drew courage from Musk's stories, realizing that the gap between them wasn't as vast as he had imagined. After some thought, Musk made an offer. He explained that he had recently established a foundation to support disadvantaged young engineers and inventors, providing scholarships, mentorship programs, and internships at his companies. Musk offered Jake a full scholarship to any renowned engineering program and a summer internship at SpaceX. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Jake sincerely thanked him for this life-changing opportunity. As the meeting concluded, Musk advised, "It's not about where you come from, but where you want to go. Move forward with determination and don't let anything stop you." With Elon Musk's support, Jake applied to prestigious engineering universities and was accepted into his top choice. The scholarship allowed him to focus on his studies without financial worries. The summer internship at SpaceX was a transformative experience for Jake. In an innovative environment, he worked alongside experts, applying theoretical knowledge to practical projects. During this time, both his skills and confidence grew. Throughout his journey, Jake maintained regular communication with Elon Musk, who mentored him and contributed to his professional and personal development. Their relationship evolved beyond that of a benefactor and beneficiary. As Jake progressed in his education and career, he encountered numerous challenges. Complex projects, tight deadlines, and occasional setbacks tested his resolve. However, recalling Musk's advice and his own experiences, Jake persevered. He collaborated with peers on groundbreaking projects, some of which garnered attention in academic circles. Jake's innovative approach and unwavering determination set him apart, leading to opportunities he had once only dreamed of. Despite his growing success, Jake remained humble, often returning to Maplewood to share his experiences and inspire other young dreamers facing similar challenges. Years later, Jake stood on the same stage where he had first met Elon Musk, now as a guest speaker. The auditorium was filled with eager faces, much like his had been. He shared his journey, emphasizing the importance of resilience, passion, and seizing opportunities. In the audience, a young student named Emily, facing her own set of challenges, listened intently. Inspired by Jake's story, she approached him afterward, sharing her dreams and fears. Recognizing the spark he once had, Jake decided to mentor Emily, continuing the cycle of support and inspiration. Jake's journey from a small town dreamer to a successful engineer exemplified the impact of determination and the importance of giving back, ensuring that lost hopes could be rekindled into shining realities. Jake's acceptance into a prestigious engineering program brought newfound challenges. While his scholarship covered tuition and expenses, the rigorous coursework demanded relentless effort. Many of his classmates had come from elite preparatory schools, already familiar with concepts that were entirely new to him. On his first day in advanced robotics, the professor assigned a complex design problem. While others confidently sketched their ideas, Jake stared at the blank page, second-guessing himself. At SpaceX, he had thrived in a hands-on environment, but academia was different. Textbooks, theories, and abstract mathematics now dictated his success. One evening, overwhelmed with frustration, he composed an email to Elon Musk. He hesitated before pressing send. Was he wasting Musk's time? He closed his laptop and went to bed. The next morning, Jake awoke to a response. Jake, the only thing that separates you from anyone else in your class is time. They may have started ahead, but that doesn't mean they'll finish ahead. Learn relentlessly, adapt, work smarter. Struggle is part of the process. Embrace it. Musk's words reignited his determination. From that day on, Jake changed his approach. He sought help from professors, spent extra hours in the lab, and taught himself topics beyond the curriculum. By the semester's end, he ranked among the top students in his class, but academia was only part of his journey. Real-world challenges were yet to come. During his second year, Jake secured another internship at SpaceX, this time with greater responsibilities. His task was to assist in the development of an improved rocket fuel system, a project critical for upcoming Mars missions. The pressure was immense. Deadlines loomed. Any miscalculation, however small, could set the project back months. One night, while analyzing test results, Jake discovered a slight inconsistency in the fuel mixture ratios. He double-checked his calculations. Something was off. Bringing his concerns to the senior engineers, he was met with skepticism. "We've been running these equations for months, kid. If something were wrong, we'd know," one of them dismissed. But Jake wasn't convinced. He compiled data from multiple tests and found a pattern, a minor discrepancy, nearly invisible at first glance, but dangerous at high altitudes. Rather than backing down, he requested a private meeting with Musk to explain his findings. Musk listened attentively. Then, without hesitation, he ordered a full-scale review. 2 weeks later, the engineering team confirmed Jake's discovery. A small calculation error could have caused catastrophic failures during a manned Mars mission. Instead of being brushed aside, Jake's persistence saved millions in damages and, potentially, lives. He earned the respect of SpaceX engineers, proving that insight and courage mattered more than seniority. Despite his growing success, Jake felt a persistent void. He rarely returned to Maplewood. His parents were proud, but the distance weighed on them. One evening, his father called. His mother had fallen ill. The news hit Jake like a freight train. Caught between his obligations at SpaceX and his family, Jake faced an impossible choice. He couldn't abandon his internship, but he also couldn't ignore his family. Again, he reached out to Musk for guidance. Musk's reply was simple. Do what will matter most when you look back 10 years from now. Jake immediately booked a flight home. Seeing his mother's frail figure in the hospital bed reminded him of what truly mattered. The sacrifices she and his father had made so he could chase his dreams were not to be taken for granted. For the first time in years, he spent a month in Maplewood, cherishing the moments he once took for granted. He helped his father in the workshop, walked through the same streets he once thought he'd never return to, and reconnected with the people who shaped him. He realized something profound. Success was meaningless if he lost the people he loved along the way. When his mother recovered, Jake returned to SpaceX with a new perspective. Balance was essential. Jake's experience at SpaceX was transformational, but he began to wonder if his true calling was somewhere else. Musk, despite running multiple companies, often spoke about entrepreneurship, building something new rather than working for someone else. The idea intrigued Jake. What if he could start his own company? He spent months researching, sketching ideas, and planning. He wanted to develop an advanced, AI-driven robotic arm that could assist astronauts in space repairs without requiring them to leave their spacecraft. Musk saw Jake's growing ambition and, instead of persuading him to stay at SpaceX, encouraged him to take the leap. "You don't need my approval, Jake," Musk told him. "If you believe in something, build it." With Musk's blessing, Jake resigned from SpaceX and secured seed funding from private investors. The risk was terrifying, but he had never felt more alive. His startup, Nova Robotics, was born. The transition from engineer to CEO was brutal. As a student, Jake had focused solely on solving problems. As a founder, he had to navigate funding, hiring, operations, and leadership. His first prototype failed. His second had severe malfunctions. Investors grew impatient, but Jake refused to quit. Drawing from Musk's philosophy, he embraced failure as a learning tool. His team worked day and night, refining the technology, solving critical flaws, and improving efficiency. Finally, after 2 years, Nova Robotics launched its first functional model. NASA expressed interest. Private space companies began inquiries. Jake had built something revolutionary. He stood in his office, reflecting on his journey. From a small-town boy with shattered dreams to the founder of a company pushing the boundaries of space technology. That evening, he received an email from Musk. "Proud of you, Jake. This is just the beginning." Jake smiled. He knew his journey was far from over. But now, he wasn't just following in Musk's footsteps. He was carving his own path.